You know, Star Wars has some of the most iconic ships in sci-fi history. The X-Wing, the Millennium Falcon, Star Destroyers. But for every legendary design, there's another that makes you think. Who approved this? Today, we're counting down the most BS ships in Star Wars. Ships that are ugly, impractical, completely overpowered, or so absurd that they could only exist in a galaxy far, far away. First, we have the Suncrasher from Legends. This little ship looks harmless, but it can literally blow up stars. Yeah, the Death Star destroys planets, the Suncrasher wipes out entire solar systems. Oh, and it's basically invincible thanks to some super rare armor. In other words, this is the ultimate cheat code. It's like giving a toddler a nuke and hoping for the best. Then we have the so-called ugly Starfighters, and that's not my insult, that's literally their name. They're just mashups made from junkyard scraps, a TIE cockpit bottled to Y-wing engines or B-wing bodies with Corellian freighter cockpits. They look like leftover parts thrown together in a scrapyard, then blasted off into space. The TIE wing is a weird hybrid with a TIE fighter cockpit stuck on a Y-wing body, kind of like a sci-fi Frankenship. But the Y-TIE combines the slow, durable Y-wing frame with a fragile TIE fighter front, which makes you wonder if it was built for battle or for a prank. And then on the other side, we have an example of an actually mass-produced weird ship, which is the TIE Punisher. It's just a bulky mess. And then there's the TIE Striker. It tries to be aerodynamic but mostly just looks like a bad haircut. It's like the designers ran out of ideas halfway through and said, good enough. Despite their looks, some of these ships have solid combat roles, but no one's going to mistake them for beautiful. They fly, somehow, but they look like something a kid built out of leftover Lego pieces at 3 AM. And please don't even get me started on the Resistance bombers from The Last Jedi. These are the slowest bombers ever put in space. And they drop gravity bombs in zero gravity, don't ask how. And because they move at the speed of a slow space snail, they're perfect targets for TIE fighters. They do look cool in formation, but tactically, they're flying coffins. And then we have the Luckrehulk-Class Battleship from the prequels. Now, the Luckrehulk might be massive, but it's built more like a floating warehouse than a warship. Its slow speed and huge size makes it an easy target, hardly ideal for a flagship in a galaxy-wide conflict. And their biggest issue is that their main reactor sits right in the middle of the hangar, totally exposed. One lucky shot from a 10-year-old Anakin Skywalker and boom, war over. This makes it by far the worst military design in history. Next we have Count Dooku's Solar Sailor. Nothing says I'm an aristocrat like putting a giant sail on your spaceship. It's somehow powered by space energy, whatever that is, and folds away for hyperspace. It looks elegant, but to be fair that also looks like a sniper's dream. And then we have another Legends ship, the Coralskipper. It's not made of metal, it's alive. The hull is coral, the weapons fire magma, and it steers by growing tiny black holes. It also eats rocks for fuel. Yeah, rocks. It's just peak legends are wild type of energy. Now for some of you this next one might come as a shocker. It's one of the most iconic Star Wars ships of all time, the TIE Fighters. Yeah, they're fast, agile, deadly, but also they have no shields, no hyperdrive, and no life support. Pilots basically fly one-way missions. They rely on overwhelming numbers rather than individual survivability, which fits the Empire's ruthless strategy. It's crazy to think that these weird ships took on rebel X-Wings that had better gear and still held their own. But if you ever survive a fight in a TIE, consider yourself extremely lucky. Also, if you're a TIE pilot, congratulations, you're entirely disposable. The Empire really didn't care if you made it back, only that you were cheap to replace. There's also another interesting TIE variant, but this time from Legends, the Predator Fighter. Think the regular TIE fighter, but with giant floppy wings that break easily. Visibility is terrible, it's basically a fashion statement gone wrong. No wonder pilots called them eyeballs. And for last, we have another prequel ship, which is the High Altitude Entry Transport 221. This ship appears for a few seconds in Revenge of the Sith. It carries 5 people, has a weird dorsal cannon, and then vanishes from canon relevance forever. It's the definition of, why was this even here? So there you have it, the most BS ships in Star Wars. Some are ridiculous in design, some are tactically useless, and others are just so overpowered that they break the entire universe. And that's the beauty of Star Wars. Sometimes the weirdest ideas make the best stories. Now it's your turn. What's the most absurd ship you've seen in the galaxy far, far away? Drop it in the comments and maybe we'll talk about it in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and see you soon.